At a matchmaking event, there were significantly more women than men. The men sat in place while the women formed a line and circled around them. At the matchmaking event in Hangzhou this past April, the situation was similar, with significantly more women than men in attendance. In China, there's a term called shenu, which refers to women who are highly educated, well-paid, and over the age of 27 but still unmarried. Essentially, it describes women who are left over in the marriage market. Typically, if a woman graduates from a bachelor's program, she would be around 22 years old. With a master's degree, she would be 25, and by the time she completes a PhD, she would be 28, which is often when she might be considered a shenu. If a woman with a master's degrees remain unmarried 3 years after graduation, she would be 28 and also fell into this category. In the matchmaking market, older women are often at a disadvantage because men in their 30s tend to prefer women in their 20s, leaving older women with fewer potential partners to choose from. According to the statistics, the number of unmarried older women, often referred to as darling shenu, in Beijing has surpassed 800,000, with a continuing upward trend. Following closely behind are other first-tier cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, where the numbers of older unmarried women is also approaching 800,000. In places like marriage market at Shanghai's People's Park, it is common to see parents searching for partners on behalf of their children, often with more women than men. This imbalance is partly due to economic factors. In these economically developed cities, the high cost of living and expensive housing make it difficult for some men to settle down. As a result, many men who struggle to succeed in the city often choose to return to their hometowns where they can find a stable job, purchase a cheaper house, and start a family. Women, on the other hand, are more likely to stay in the city. For men, those who manage to establish themselves in a big city earning a monthly salary of around $5,000 with a successful career, a car, and a house, often reach this level of stability by the age of 35 or later. These elite men tend to prefer younger, more attractive women, leaving older, accomplished women at a disadvantage in terms of age and appearance. Many of these older women believe they are highly desirable and expect to meet equally outstanding men. However, they may not have a realistic understanding of their own strengths and weaknesses. They often stick rigidly to their own standards when choosing a partner, unwilling to make compromises or concessions. As a result, they end up becoming shenu or leftover women because they are unable to find a partner who meets all their expectations. Miss Li from Nanning, Guangxi is nearly 40 years old. She has good looks, is an only child, and comes from a well-off family. After graduating from university, with her parents' support, she started her own business, running a small to medium-sized enterprise with an annual income of around $60,000 to $70,000. Miss Li mentioned that in her 20s and 30s, she dated a few boyfriends who were all very good-looking, but she wasn't ready to get married at the time, so they all eventually parted ways. Even though her looks have declined somewhat now, she still holds the mindset of only choosing handsome men when it comes to finding a partner. Many friends have introduced her to potential partners, and she has gone on over 10 blind dates in the past 6 months, but she still hasn't found the handsome guy she desires. With China's economic declining, many single people are also not interested in getting married. According to the data released by the National Bureau of Statistics, the current single population in China is nearly 240 million, with over 100 million of them being single women. In this video from a Chinese social media platform, an older woman said she absolutely won't consider men in their 30s or 40s and is only interested in men in their 20s or those over 50s.
Hello， 大家好，我是属于那种大龄优质剩女。
Hello everyone, I am what you would call an older, high-quality bachelorette. I currently have $420,000 in savings, 3 houses, and 2 cars. I either want to find a partner in his 20s or in his 50s. Both age groups are fine by me, and I'd be very satisfied with either. One can let me enjoy my youth, and the other can let me enjoy a comfortable material life. I wouldn't consider a man in his 30s or 40s. Why? First, because they would be more competition with other women. Second, I feel like men in that age group are often pretentious and picky. Some netizens commented that her expectations are unrealistic, saying that the wealthy men in their 50s wouldn't need her money and would only look for someone younger or more attractive. Others remarked that this bachelorette, who seems to be in her 40s, still wanting to find a man in his 20s, might not be in a healthy state of mind. In contrast to this high-quality bachelorette, another older woman named Miss Zhang doesn't have such lofty expectations. In a video on Douyin, she mentioned that her standards for a partner aren't high, yet she still hasn't found someone to marry, which is making her feel a bit anxious.
我是95年的，
I am already 30 years old, and all of my close friends have either gotten married or are in a relationship. I am the only one left who isn't married yet. Many of my relatives said I am too picky and not proactive enough during blind dates, which is why I've become an older single woman. But that's really not the case. I know my worth. I am just an average-looking person with a typical education and a regular family background. So I don't have any specific requirements for things like a house, a car, or a dowry. I just want to find someone I can connect with, someone we mutually like. I really don't know what is going wrong. I am always very proactive during blind dates, but after we meet, they just stop responding to me. When I think about it now, I feel really anxious. Many people in society hold a sympathetic attitude towards older single women, as if these women who haven't gotten married will inevitably face a life filled with sorrow and hardship in the future. This female netizen, Xingya, is 41 years old and remains unmarried and childless. However, she does not worry about a bleak future. She believes that there are many ways to live life, and as long as she does not feel regret, that is what matters.
就算这辈子也结不了婚，那又怎么样呢？
Even if I remain single for my entire life, so what? Being alone can be fulfilling and joyful. Some people comment that enjoying single life when young will lead to a more miserable old age. I've had decades of happiness while young, and if the later years aren't as good, that is something I've earned. I can accept that. I refuse to settle for marriage and children with someone I don't love just out of fear or a bleak future. I believe I would be even more miserable. Although I am still single now, I am not opposed to marriage, and I am gradually looking for a suitable partner. If the right person comes along, I would choose to marry and have children. Others said that if I delay another 2 years, I may not be able to have children. If I can't, so be it. Children are not a necessity for life. There are many ways to live, and as long as I do not feel regret, that is what matters. The mindset of this netizen described above is quite calm. Another netizen, Jing Yan, also has a positive outlook. Jing Yan, a 47-year-old single woman from Suzhou, has been a leftover woman for nearly 20 years. She has endured many hardships and challenges, which she finds difficult to summarize. In a video on Douyin, she advises other single women to adjust their standards for choosing a partner in a timely manner and not to feel overly wronged. Now I can calmly accept everything life has given me, whether good or bad. Whether walking a broad road or a narrow path, it is my own choice. I must have the courage to face the consequences, rather than blaming others or the situation, and also correctly analyze and confront myself. My remaining single is not because I don't understand or appreciate men, or because I am unwilling to make an effort, nor it is because I only focus on work or neglect household duties. I am capable and willing to do anything, provided I meet someone who truly likes me and with whom I can communicate well. The reasons for remaining single vary for each person, but there is always a reason. A positive attitude is the most important. For example, I would not expect to find an unmarried man now. If the person is otherwise suitable, I am prepared to accept that they might have children. In April this year, a matchmaking event with over 1,000 participants was held in Hangzhou. However, only few men showed up, while hundreds of women attended. Some men, upon seeing the imbalance, were immediately discouraged and left. The single women had dressed up with care only to find that there were few men present. Why did the situation occur? It turns out that the event organizer required women to register for free, while men had to pay a fee, which was reportedly around $20. The organizer's reasoning is unclear, but many matchmaking events today have reversed this approach, offering free entry for men and charging women instead. This is because in many large cities, there are more single women than men. Even when men are allowed to attend for free, their attendance is still relatively low, so requiring a fee only exacerbates the problem. Currently, to become a regular member on many online matchmaking platforms, users typically need to pay between $60 and $70, with some services charging based on the number of meetings. Wen Jing, a woman working at a major internet company, noticed that a public account of a matchmaking platform featured very few male guests. Later, a male doctor guest caught her attention. Excited, she paid $7 on the platform just to submit her profile online to this doctor. However, Wen Jing was disappointed when, possibly due to the overwhelming number of profiles received, the male doctor never even opened hers. According to the platform's rule, the $7 was refunded to her, but this experience led her skeptical about this form of matchmaking. In comparison to the $70 online fee, the high-end offline one-on-one membership is truly an inexpensive affair. At 27, Ling Ying felt an urgent desire to escape singlehood. After researching various online matchmaking agencies, she found that the starting price for services meeting her criteria was $2,800. After 3 years of research, she was 30 years old and registered as a paying member on a new matchmaking platform. She paid $2,000 for a membership that guaranteed 4 matchmaking sessions, with an average cost nearly $500 per meeting, which is relatively low in the industry. Fortunately, she successfully found a partner during her second match. Excited, she shared her and several other older women's experience of finding a partner on Xiaohongshu, receiving hundreds of comments and likes. That's all for today. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you for your support and see you in the next episode.